Hi, in this week's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things you didn't know about this, the latest iteration of the EXP 14i from NordicTrack. I really like this treadmill. It strikes a really good balance between value, performance, and it's also really good fun to use. I'll share with you the difference between this and the other EXP models. I'll also show you how to save some money on your iFit membership, as well as lots of tips along the way. No one likes a long intro, let's get cracking. Firstly, I'm going to start with the differences between the EXP 14i, which is this one, the 10i and the 7i. And it's easy to think the difference is just screen size, but there is a little bit more to it than that. Now, as you've probably guessed, the EXP 14i has a 14-inch screen, and that's the size of the screen across this axis. The 10i has a 10-inch screen and the 7i has a 7-inch screen. However, this part around the surround here is the same size on each machine, and you can see here that the 14i fills the surround really well. I think the 10i does a good job as well. If you were to look at the 7i, I feel like the screen is a little bit small for the surround, and I would wonder if I was using the 7i whether I'd be constantly thinking perhaps I should have got a screen that kind of fits the size of this console better. The 7i has a 2.6 continuous horsepower motor, whereas the 14i has a 3 continuous horsepower motor. And this might make a difference to you if you want to run at higher speeds for longer distances. I think if you're like a casual runner, so like novice to intermediate, I think you might not notice the difference. You probably won't notice the difference. But if you're somebody that really likes running fast and for longer distances, I think you might tell the difference between the two motors. I generally run at 4 to 6 miles an hour for about 30 to 45 minutes. So I feel like I would be fine with either machine. My wife runs at perhaps 6 miles an hour plus for longer distances than I do. And I think for her, she might benefit with a 3 continuous horsepower motor that's in this one. In addition to that, this also comes with one of my favorite features of NordicTrack treadmills, which you don't get on the 7i, which is this, the auto fan. And not only does that add to a sense of movement when you're working out, obviously it also helps keep you cool. And there are 4 settings. You've got 1, 2, and 3, and my favorite, which is auto. And on the auto setting, the fan blows as hard as you work out. So if you're ambling along on the treadmill, it will give you a nice, soft, gentle breeze. But if you started sprinting or running hard, for instance, then the air that comes out of the fan would be at a lot higher pressure. And it really is a feature that I didn't really think I needed, but it's probably one of my favorite features of this machine. Next is a mat. Not only will it help with comfort when you're running, it will also help protect your floor. So I'm not even sure you can see this little dent here in my floor. And this is from my 2450, which is behind me here. It's got wheels on the back here, and there's quite a small contact point when you're running on the floor. So I didn't realize, and it actually left a little dent in the floor. However, I think this is a lot less likely with the EXP 14i. As you can see, that's got a nice big flat area. But nevertheless, get yourself a mat. I don't think you regret it. The next thing I really like is the ability to schedule workouts. So for instance, I'm currently doing this 5K training series in Romania, which is absolutely brilliant. And this series is absolutely amazing if you're looking to increase your fitness. And how it works is, I don't know if you've done the couch to 5K before, which is generally over 9 weeks. And if you're not very fit, or like me, have reduced lung function, it's about 65%, then the way that those programs ramp up can make the second half of them actually quite difficult. This is set into 60 workouts. So regardless of your fitness level, over the course of these 60 workouts, you will go from being able to just perhaps walk on the tread to then being able to run a 5K without stopping. And in addition to that, it's split into 2 halves. So 2 blocks of 30 workouts. And if, like me, for instance, you feel like your fitness is okay, but you'd like to increase it, then you can just skip the first 30 workouts and move straight on to the second 30. But it gives you 30 workouts to go from running blocks of 7 minutes without stopping up to half an hour without stopping. I just came across this. This is my first session with John Peel, my first kind of workout series with John Peel, who is excellent. And it's exciting to know that you can build your fitness at such incremental levels that you don't really even notice, but you do get to see the results. Anyway, back to scheduling. So this is the workout I'm due to do today, but say for instance, I like the look of this one, and well, maybe not that one. Let's have a look. Recommended workout, let's say this one. I don't want to do this workout today, but I don't want to lose it either. So what I can do is hit the schedule button here, and I can actually pick a date in the future when I would like to do that workout. So I might say, look, I'm going to do that, I don't know, in a month. And when I get on the treadmill around that date, it will be there waiting for me. Next is your iFit membership. When you buy a machine, it will come with some workouts preloaded as well as a manual mode. But to get the most out of the connected fitness element of this machine and workouts like this is one of the latest series in Australia. And I can't stress enough when you're working out, especially if you get tired, when you've got scenery like this to look at and you've got the inspirational trainers that they have with iFit, then it just does keep you going. And you can either pay for your membership monthly, either as a family membership, or if you're a sole user, I would recommend getting a single person's membership because that's cheaper still. Or you can buy a membership at checkout. So when you buy your equipment, when you're in the basket, you'll be given a price for your iFit membership at checkout, which is generally cheaper than paying for it monthly. And I would do that, although it does seem to add to the initial cost, I appreciate that, but it will save you money in the long time. And if you're thinking about buying an EXP 14i or any other piece of NordicTrack equipment, I'll put a link in the description and that will take you to the best price on their website, and it also helps support the channel, which is greatly appreciated. The next feature I absolutely love, and I'm gonna have to show this with the treadmill running, so excuse the treadmill noise in the background. And that is the Smart Adjust feature. So this treadmill, the incline is at 6% currently, and you can hear the motor there, you can hear it going up, and the speed is 2.3. But if I put on Smart Adjust, it's actually already on, actually let me turn Smart Adjust off, and you can feel that it's made an adjustment down to 5 and 2.2. And the reason for that is because I can go a little bit harder than what the workout is programmed for, so it just makes it a little bit harder for me. And the good thing about that is that it means I can do nearly any workout. So for instance, I would describe myself as somewhere between beginner and intermediate, but if I wanted to do an advanced workout, I could select an advanced workout. It would be too difficult for me, but I can use the Smart Adjust feature to just lower all the intensities. So if the intensity of that workout was something along the lines of 7-8, 7-8, 7-8, I could bring that right down to 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. And I only need to make that adjustment once, and it will carry that through for the entirety of the workout. And in addition to that, you can just hear the incline motor going up. We're at 9.5. So if I was walking now, it would be pretty steep, but I'm not. But you've got active pulse, which is down here. And this is probably my favorite feature. So if I put active pulse on, that changes the workout once again. And you can see my heart rate here is only 87 because I'm standing still and not actually running. But when I am running, it takes the data from my heart rate monitor, I wear a Whoop, and it uses that to keep me in one of 5 zones. And within these workouts are zones or measures of effort. And if, for instance, the workout's kind of running away from me a bit and the machine senses that my heart rate is going higher outside of the zone it wants me to be in, then it will reduce the intensity of the workout for me to push me back into that zone. Or if I'm feeling a bit lazy and I'm not putting the effort in and I'm below the zone that it wants me to be in, it will just increase the intensity to push me up into that zone. In my case, it's mostly bringing me down out of the zone, but that might be different for you. But this feature, the ability to read your heart rate and tailor the intensity of your workout to keep you within certain zones, but also still push you to improve your fitness, is definitely the most impressive feature of any connected fitness devices I've ever used. And it just makes this feature on the NordicTrack treadmills a real game changer when it comes to working out. The next feature I really like is dark mode. Now I just find there's just too much like white on the screen. So if you just press on the little hamburger menu here, you'll be able to see appearance, which is just there. Click on appearance, and then you can switch it from light mode into dark mode. And compared to light mode, I think dark mode, well, it's night and day. I think this is it just looks a lot better in dark mode. Another great feature of this treadmill is manual mode. So if you wanted to just use manual mode just to do some laps, there's also a tablet holder here. You can just see it there. You can put an iPad or your phone along in this little groove and perhaps get a workout in and watch some Netflix at the same time. And my last tip is headphones, especially if you're an Apple user. And you probably know this already, your Apple headphones work amazingly well with all of your Apple devices, but they don't play well with Android devices. And I've had trouble over the years connecting to NordicTrack devices. I can have my headphones connect seamlessly for 6 months, then intermittently, then not at all, and then seamlessly again. It just doesn't make any sense. So what I recommend you do is just go onto Amazon and buy the cheapest headphones you can find with the highest rating. These were $20 and they sound really good, and they're only linked to this treadmill. So that means that there's no connectivity issues. As soon as I turn the treadmill on and open this box, they're connected. It saves any issues or hassle of trying to connect other headphones or multiple headphones to multiple machines. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and as mentioned, if you're thinking about buying this treadmill or any other NordicTrack equipment, I'll put a link in the description which will take you straight to their website, and it also helps support the channel. Overall, the EXP14i is a really fun tread to use. This machine always exceeds my expectations of how good it's going to be, and I've really enjoyed using it over the last few months. I hope you found this video useful, and until next time, see you soon.